Hey you guys, it's me, Iron Turtle 77 back here again, and I know I haven't done this kind of segment in a good minute, but last night was the premiere for Studio Trigger's first official film, Promare, and does it live up to the hype of their past works? Let's find out here at Kimochi Corner. We follow our main character Gallo. Gallo is pretty much the new kid on the block when it comes to firefighting. And he is so full of charisma and he's just ready to take on the whole world. Especially when he has to go up against a terrorist group known as the Mad Burnish. Can he defeat them? That's what we're here to find out. I know it sounds like a simple story, guys, and it is, but the thing they don't mention in the trailers or anything else is that in Promare there are two kinds of people. There's humans, and then there are humans that can control fire, known as the Burnish. And that's where, and there's kind of like a little bit of a racial conflict between these two people. Regular humans are looking down at the Burnish just because, again, they're different and they think they could possibly harm them and all that stuff. And what doesn't help the situation is that there's a terrorist group known as, well, like I said earlier, known as the Mad Burnish, who pretty much just cause havoc in the cities. So it's not really giving the Burnish a good name at this point. Now, getting that story stuff out of the way. Wow, Promare is so much fun, guys. It is non-stop action, and it's also kind of really hilarious. Also, listen, this film is 2 hours, literally 2 hours long, and besides, maybe the opener of the film is a little slow, but after that, and the action sequence kicks in, it is non-stop. This film didn't even feel like 2 hours. It felt like maybe just like an hour to me. But it is so much fun, guys. The colors and the animation are just fantastic, especially with the bold lines with the characters. Now, I know when seeing the trailers, a lot of people were concerned because there is CGI in this film. Yes, there is, and I am not a big fan of any type of CGI in my anime. I don't care if it's used for background stuff or some background characters walking, in the background. But actually in Promare, it's actually done pretty well. And again, it's so they definitely made it really fluid and matched the actual 2D animation that was along with it, especially with the action sequences. It was really good. Oh, and if you've seen Studio Trigger's past works like Kill la Kill and Gurren Lagann, there's a lot of reference in Promare for those series. You could see them constantly, especially when they name devices or certain actions to some certain characters or certain things that happen in Kill la Kill or Gurren Lagann. There's so many references to their past works. Again, if you're a Studio Trigger fan, you're gonna get your fan service here. Okay, let's just get this out of the way right now. Okay, come a little closer. Okay, stop. I know it seems like Promare is copying Fire Force, but it's not. The only similarities that Promare has with Fire Force is that there's firefighters fighting people that can control fire. Other than that, it is completely different. Especially because they add that racial tension that's going on in the film, with the humans and the Burnish. So it is completely different. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Another thing people are pointing at it is, yes, Gallo looks like Kamina. Let's just get out of the way. He does. Even when sitting down the film, I was trying to think oh, he can't possibly, be like Kamina. But no, he is. He's positive. He's arrogant. He's cocky. Did I say positive? Yeah, he's positive. He has his hair practically and his skin tone. Yes, he's practically Kamina. Otherwise, that's my only complaint about Gallo. Most of the characters are actually really good. The only problem is our main focus, to be quite honest with you, are Gallo and the leader of the terrorist group of the Wild Burnish is Leo. Pretty much our focus is between the tensions between them. And there are some other characters that Gallo interacts with, like Aina. That's one of Gallo's friends and stuff. But other than that, most of the characters you see in the trailer, you're not going to get much interactions with. Just Gallo and Leo. Probably the biggest problem of Promare is it is generic. Okay, it is generic because, listen, our heroes, the group of firefighters that Gallo's a part of, they have your usuals. They have the muscle. They have the scientist technician. They have the leader. They have the cocky, hero that we follow, and we have Leah who believes in his side. There is some racial tension, but it's like the most basic racial tension, if that makes sense. Like it's interesting, but it is pretty basic to normal, racial tension films or anything. And the villains are pretty much very generic as well. Like they only see their side as being the right way. And another complaint. There is another villain that's added to this film, and you're gonna see him a mile away. The moment you see him, you're gonna be like, "This guy's fucking evil." Another issue that I have is that they try to explain things to make their point, but also like their other works, it's a little crazy and does not really make sense. But that's kind of Studio Trigger's thing. And this film does have a very big Deus Ex Machina. There's no hiding it. It's literally in your face how everything gets resolved so quickly. The movie's 2 hours long, and again, the film goes by fast. So when that Deus Ex Machina hits, it's kind of like, what just happened? Now, taking all the negative things I've said right now, Promare pretty much sounds like a generic film. And it kind of is, but Studio Trigger is aware of this the whole time. Like, most of the humor comes from how generic it is. Like, they wear the genericness on their sleeves. Especially when they introduce their Deus Ex Machina. It is so funny. Like, I practically died laughing when I came on. And, again, this was this was a passion project for them, and again, they're having so much fun. The action is fantastic, the animation's great, the soundtrack is awesome, and it was just a really fun movie, guys. Definitely worth seeing in the theaters, and that is why I'm giving Promare a 4 out of 5. This movie should not be missed. And one more thing. Can you guys make an affordable Blu-ray box set of Kill la Kill and Gurren Lagann already? Because I am not paying those prices. Just saying. Anyways, thank you guys for watching my review of Promare, and I'll catch you guys next time in another Kimochi Corner.